All right, let's try something entirely different. The gentleman here, have you ever heard of Yellow Kid Wilde before? No. Yellow Kid Wilde, ladies and gentlemen, was a famous con man back around the early 1900s. He was like a folk hero of mine growing up. He, way back then, was able to sell people these blank, worthless pieces of paper, Casey, for literally hundreds of dollars a piece. The reason why is he convinced them it had some kind of a special chemical in it, something that would react with money. He would take the blank and he would cover it with a $1 bill, lining up the edges really straight like that. He'd then close the wallet. He'd say this will take about 3 seconds, and that quickly you would end up now with 2 of these little $1 bills. Seems like a good idea, right? You'd be willing to pay good money for paper like that, wouldn't you? You'd be wasting good money on paper like that because it doesn't work. See, it's a scam. It's a flim-flam. What happens is a guy takes the blank and he covers it with the $1 bill. Now, Becky, at this point, everything is fair. It's exactly like I say that it is. However, when I close the wallet and I say this will take 3 seconds, you look at my watch. What you don't see are these 3 fingers. They're underneath the wallet. I literally reach into my vest. I dump in the blank, I pull out a 1, and it appears like I'm somehow printing money right before your very eyes. Once you know the secret to it, it's actually kind of stupid. But what happened here is that, see, I had an unfair advantage of you when I was doing this game. You didn't know what I was going to do beforehand, right, sir? But if I told you now that I was going to switch all 4 of these in one shot, now that you know what I'm going to do ahead of time, now you have the unfair advantage over me, right? No, you don't. You learned something earlier. You never, ever have the unfair advantage over the con man. Watch the bills. I close them. I go to this side of my wallet. Do you think that time I could have switched it going that quickly? Do you think I could have switched those blanks? No, of course not. The blanks are still right there. That time I switched the 1s. See, I had you guys so convinced on to watch these blanks, I could switch an entire stack of 1s into a stack of these $2 bills instead. Now, some people don't buy that. Some people think it must have something to do with the wallet, and that's not the case. In fact, the next time I switch these $2 bills, I won't even use the wallet. The reality is the misdirection of that is so strong, you could literally lose hundreds of dollars in this little scam, you know, if you're not paying attention. So look, over here on the table I've got 4 of these magical pieces of paper. In my hands I've got 4 of these $100 bills. Becky, which are worth more to you? These $100 bills or these magical pieces of paper?
I'd rather have those.
You'd rather have the hundreds. The problem was a trick question. Because see, these aren't really hundreds, and these aren't really magical. They're all nothing more than these blank, worthless pieces of paper. And that's why it's called a scam.